I'm gonna try to sell them out, and then once I sell them out, I'm not gonna get them again. But I told myself that I'm not gonna invest in little quick money grab ideas anymore, because that's all it was. I'm gonna try to invest in things that I care about. And typically, when I do that, and when I try to nurture my ideas and not make money from it, I do better.
What's up, y'all? I am back with another LT360 podcast, and my guest today is none other than the first guest we ever had on the show, CK1, Chris Kpahn. So he's got his CK1 band shirt on. I had to pull out the CK1 Verse Squad. Y'all have heard his story before, yes, sir. And that's just one of many brands. One of many brands. This dude's mind, from a business standpoint, is always going. So it's great to have him back on, and I'm pretty sure that this is actually 1 year to the week since I launched my first podcast, this one in particular with Chris. So it's cool to have him back on, and I'm super excited. Thanks for joining me, Chris.
No problem. I'll always come through whenever.
Yeah. So what has changed since last year for you? Because I know a lot has changed on my end, but not even, a lot can happen in a year, but everything you've accomplished in the last year. I know you finished school, you moved, like all these things. What are some of the biggest things that you're excited about and, grateful for in the last year?
I'm grateful within the last year that I've kept my head since we had our last podcast. I had to go through a lot of things. One of the things being the fact that I still had to do my internship, and I was expecting to graduate in December, but because my internship it counted towards my credit hours, I had to do my last 2-3 classes during the spring semester. Because my internship was 9 credits, that would have been too much money. I couldn't afford that, so I had to take my whole internship plus one other class in the fall. It kind of sucked because I was expecting to graduate in December, but I'm thankful for my internship because it gave me opportunity to work with local athletes in the community, Columbus, Georgia. I worked for some pros. I worked with some semi-pros. I worked with the reigning champions in baseball in Columbus, Northside High School. I worked with the baseball team from August until December, 5 days a week. So I had a great opportunity to learn and pretty much prepare me for what I'm doing now. So I'm thankful for, like I said, keeping my head throughout that process and just really overcoming the adversity that came with everything I went through. So that's what I would say.
For sure. That's what's up. I know that school thing, we were talking a lot through that last portion of school. We would, hop on the phone like once a week. That was crazy. Everything that you had to jump through, like loopholes.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the education system does
right.
that. But
yeah.
Now, like you said, you had a crazy opportunity to work with that internship, and now it's playing out day by day because now you moved home, right? So last time we talked, you still live down in Georgia, but now you are back home in Rhodey, little Rhode Island, Cranston. So,
Right.
Let everybody know. If they've watched and they've seen, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis now, and how did it kind of come about with all the training that you're doing?
All right. So before I get into that, I wanted to mention that moving back home was something I always had in the back of my mind, and we actually had a few talks about it. How I felt like moving back home would be easier for me to transition into doing what I'm doing because I know everybody already. You know what I'm saying? Versus, because if I was to stay in Georgia, I was going to move to Atlanta, and that way I would be starting from scratch again. So I think I made the right decision in moving back home. But in terms of my daily operations, what happened was basically I had a job in Columbus that I worked at for 5 years while I was in college. I worked at Olive Garden, and I wanted to transfer jobs. My general manager in Columbus made sure she talked to the manager. here in Rhode Island, in Warwick actually. And she let them know I was coming, and she told them around the estimated time I was going to be there. And pretty much they fell through because when I got here, I tried to communicate with them and talk to them and set up my first day, understanding that we're in the middle of a pandemic. I did not want to just drive up there and show up, at the workplace. So I kind of waited for them to make a move, but in the midst of me waiting for them to make a move, opportunity presented itself for me to start just training. Knowing me, I probably would have got comfortable with Olive Garden and probably worked there for another 2 years or so, due to the fact I worked there for 5 years and I worked my way around the kitchen. I understand how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thankful. Yeah, exactly. So I'm thankful that the situation happened because it forced me into doing what I really wanted to do anyway. So how it really started was I met somebody in the gym when I was training with one of my friends, and my friend introduced me to him, and the kid already knew who I was. So I was like, "How do you know me?" He's like, "Who doesn't know you?" He was like, "You're the CK1 guy." I'm like, "Wow." Like, I haven't since I started the brand, I haven't lived in Rhode Island, so I was kind of shocked that he knew like about the brand. So I kind of like I was inspired by the kid. I was like, I'm just being the person I am. I gave him my vert program for free because I saw him in the gym working. So I'm like, I just gave it to him. We exchanged contact, and then we just chopped it up. And then, based on the conversations we had, I could tell that he was inspired. He was an inspired kid. He was motivated, and he was hungry. So I was like, yo, do you want to go to the track? I'm like, yo, if you want to become a beast outside of the weight room, the track is the way to go because that's what I started with, the track. Then I added the weight room into it. He was like, yeah, let's go. So, I took him to the track one day and I recorded the workout, put it on my story on Instagram. Another way social media has helped me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the younger kids that I knew when they were, the kids that knew me when I was actually playing basketball and cousins and stuff like that, they hit me up like, yo, I need a workout, big bro. So it kind of started as like a friendly type of thing. And then the next workout, when they told me they wanted a workout, I just kind of like pretended that I knew exactly when the next workout was. In reality, I wasn't really planning on having another workout. I was still in the process of probably looking for another job, doing applications and stuff. So I was just like, next workout is Wednesday at this time. So the turnout was pretty big. And I was like, yo, I got to start charging for this because they're bringing kids I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this can be big. So the next time came that Wednesday. It was another packed class. I recorded it, of course. And then I put on my story. More people wanted to come. So I did it again on Friday. It was like probably like 15 people. And they said they enjoyed the workouts. I had some kids throwing up. Mind you, we've been in quarantine for the last 3 to 4 months. So a lot of them were out of shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
they're throwing up and like as an athlete, when you're an athlete, when you throw up, you feel like you've accomplished something, like you worked hard. You know what I'm saying? You push yourself usually. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like, yo, I'm coming back. I need to get in shape. I'm gonna try to do it next time without throwing up. You know what I'm saying? So while I was in Georgia, I've been in communication with a few videographers. Like they're young guys. They're like in high school. They do like basketball mixtapes for some of the top athletes. So I contacted them because I've chopped it up with them before. I said, yo, when I move back, I definitely want to work with you. So it was very deliberate in my strategy. I said, yo, if I can get a class on video, it's going to blow up. So once I did that, I contacted them. I told them to come. And like the rest was just history basically from that moment because they came in. And then I wore a CK1 shirt, delivery. I got the shades. I bought the shades. I wasn't wearing the shades at first. If you know about the shades, if you follow me on IG, you know what shades I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm going to buy these shades. It makes me look a little bit more authentic. It makes me have a little bit more of a trainer vibe to me. It's like not trainer vibe, but the trainer aesthetics. And it actually worked too because I'm in the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So it wasn't just
yes, a prop.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a prop, but it actually worked. So yeah, I deliberately set it up like that, had them come record, and obviously, like usually when they catch wind that the video guys are coming, especially this generation, the high school kids now, college kids now, they want to show up for the clout. They want to be in the video, they want to be seen working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's probably like 15 kids, and then of course the kid killed the video, so it was a dope video. The video spread like wildfire. A lot of shares on the video. I think like 50 something shares. It reached a lot of people. A lot of people saved it. That's kind of how I assess the success of a video or a post. Not necessarily the like, because you can view a video without liking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like a share and a save is like 10 times better than a like, because a save's like, yo, I gotta watch this again. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose it. I want to watch it again. A share is like, yo, you obviously, it's like spreading the video is like, yo, I want other people to see this, or I want someone else to see this. That's what a share is. And obviously, same thing with a repost, which is also a share. A repost on your story is also a share. So that's kind of how I assess the success of a post. So now I've been doing that. I kind of, after like a while, I kind of created a structure. Then I started getting some younger athletes too. So I did the same thing for them. I set them up for Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at the same location at an earlier time, 9 to 11, kind of to avoid the peak hours of the sun. Especially because the parents are there for the younger kids, the kids in middle school and lower. But the high school guys, I got them 11 to 1. Gives them enough time to sleep in a little bit, but it gives them, enough time to have time for themselves for the rest of the day. Because typically the ones that work hard have like 2-3 workouts a day. So I knock it out 11 to 1, 2 hours. And I've been doing that all summer, doing that for like maybe about a month and a half, almost 2 months now. So I definitely see some improvements from some of the guys. The things I've been working on, because it's outside, it's lack of equipment, lack of a stimulus in terms of like load and things of that nature. Even though I found alternatives to it, I used a lot of resistance bands. I recently created sandbags. I used cones. A lot of it's just the track, the stairs, and just body weight, and a hill, of course.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
You don't need any more than that, bro. Especially trying to build power and explosion for athletes. But they definitely do need time in the gym to get those muscles firing and work on hypertrophy, work on strength, work on things like full body loaded functional exercise that they don't normally. When you're working out in the fashion that you're putting these kids to work, a lot of it is it's happening so fast, they're not necessarily consciously thinking of how that movement's going to happen. The bigger muscle groups are just kind of taking over. Their comfortable movement patterns are just kind of occurring. That's why, sometimes naturally you probably see them, right? They're worried. They're so worried about getting to 40 jumps that by the time they hit 20, they start to slack on like form. They're not, they're not efficient in their movement.
And their form drops. Exactly.
Yeah. But the thing when I was there I was trying to preach is like efficient movement is the best way to get through anything and to be a better athlete. The reason that Kobe, went and took dancing lessons was so that his footwork was efficient and faster than anybody else in the post. So when he had his back to the basket, he knew exactly what to do with it. And the same thing applies for, anything. It's about efficiency. But great, bro. Like watching what you've done and how it has blown up, and just knowing, on the back end, I know how you operate on things like that, right? So it's awesome to see like how you take advantage of like, I'm gonna ask a high school kid to come, make a video for me. That's things that like most people are not innate and aware of in terms of business, like how to get things to just catch on and be more official. And you have to invest in order to grow. Like if you're taking, you're taking 20% of your income from that workout and you're putting it towards someone else immediately, who's there filming. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the actual number is, but like you're taking a chunk out of your paycheck to make it better because you're not worried about the quick dollar right there. You're worried about the long-term vision of like, nah, I'm gonna have more people here. And then speaking of long-term vision, you've been talking about well, let's talk about your use of your own CK1 bands. So now you're putting people to work and you're using a product of your own. It's
Yeah.
It's so smart. And now, oh, you want to do some of these at home? Well, I know where you can get some bands. You know what I'm saying? And you can hook up
Exactly.
with the ability to, even give them a discount or something if they want it. Oh, use CK1 athlete for a discount and you get this % off, whatever, because you train with me. So I do the same thing. People that train with me, if they want to buy shirts, if they want to buy products and vitamins, get that percentage off. It keeps customers around, right? It's about kind of exceeding those expectations that customers have. It's like help where you can help. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm going to give you everything for free because this is my living, but for sure it's cool, bro. And you added the CK1 glute bands. So talk about kind of how that came about and why you decided to do that, because those are really high quality. I think I got one in my room.
All right, so I'm just gonna be honest. Only on the Limitless Theory podcast, right? So because those fabric bands, the glute bands, right? They're made of fabric. They don't roll. I could have dropped them when I dropped my first bands, but I always felt like one of my personal ways of thinking is I'm not gonna give you everything at once. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna slowly drop things on purpose so it looks like I'm improving versus me giving you everything at once and then it kind of dies out. I want it to be like I give you this, you have time to grow with it, build with it, learn it, and then once you get used to it, you're familiar with it, I drop something else. And now that you're familiar with this or this becomes easy for you, you want to try to use this. And then when this gets easy for you, I drop something else and then you want to try that. So it's like I'm getting a sale 3 times versus 1 time. It's kind of like the concept of if I was selling clothes, right? I'm also going to use the same strategy if I was selling clothes. I'm not going to give you every color. I'm only going to give you the very, very simple everyday colors: navy blue, black, white, gray. If I was to drop a shirt, like for a clothing line at first. And then maybe like a month later, I give you red, blue, green, or red, blue, yellow. And then after that, the same shirt, I'll give you like the other colors like purple, orange, green that are not as common. But so it's kind of like if I give you all the colors, you're gonna be like, green's my favorite color. I'm just gonna get green. But I give you, I want to support, but I'm gonna get green because that's my favorite color. Versus, I want to support, but he only has blue, black, white, and gray. I don't really like those colors, but black is always safe. I'm gonna get black, right? A month later, now I got the green, or now I got the red, yellow, blue. Oh no, blue's my second favorite color. He got blue now. I'm getting the blue. Boom. Month later, I finally dropped the green 2 months later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I can get you 3 times versus getting you 1 time. So that's kind of how I did it with my bands. The fabric bands, I always knew I was going to drop them later. My next move from there is I'm going to drop a 3-pack of those. Once I finally make some sales with just the single red band, I'm going to just drop a 3-pack band. And it's gonna have light, medium, and heavy. Mine is just medium right now, but that'd be the next step from there in terms of the glute bands.
Now I was on
The
there.
regular resistance bands. Yeah.
Yeah, the loop, the long loop resistance bands, Superman, right? I was on there the other day, are they, you don't have any more right now, or are they out of stock? Or I didn't see them on the site. All I saw were the ankle bands and the glute bands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I took them off the site because I didn't want it to be like everybody I talked to was like, yo, I'm trying to get some bands, but they're all sold out when I left them on there. And I don't feel like they've been sold out for so long. I don't feel like that's a good look to just, yo, he doesn't restock his stuff. So that way, when new people come on, they see it and then they check like a month later and they still see the same. It's not going to be as bad as like, yo, he hasn't restocked in 3 months. But the reason behind that is like people don't understand that basically, without getting too deep into it, the pandemic made resistance bands fitness, like resistance bands in general, like just the knowledge of it, just people understanding it, people wanting it, rise so high that I like to call them opportunists. Opportunists invested in resistance bands, which made the companies that manufacture them say, hey, the demand has increased, so we're going to raise our prices. So now the price and the rate that I was getting them for before increased a lot, and it lowered my profit margin for me. So I'm also a person, as you know, I was in college at the time. You know what I'm saying? Without getting too deep into it, I had to deal with certain situations a few months before that, like my car situation. So it's like I was at a it was very thin line I could cross in terms of my profit. And then especially since we were in a pandemic, it was kind of like I don't know like when I'm gonna stop working. I don't know if I'm gonna get an employment. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I don't want to take this big financial risk right now because my bands were selling. And by the way, I didn't say this, I didn't mention this yet. My bands were selling ridiculously during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I actually sold them all out, and I've had them from over a year just sitting in the corner. I've been selling them here and there, but the pandemic like helped me sell them out and all in like 3-4 weeks. So I definitely wanted to take that risk and order some more. But like I said, I was nervous because of my situation and because of the pandemic in general, quarantine and everything being shut down. I didn't want to just forfeit like most of my profits from that, you know? So I didn't restock. So I've kind of like my relationship with the companies I was working with kind of like they know I'm not willing to pay now because I tried to talk them down so many times. So it's kind of like, you know, it's all about relationships. I kind of like, I don't want to say ruined it, but it's like they have people who have way more capital than me that can purchase the bands and do more with it, and that were willing to wait 70 to 90 days. And I felt like the risk was not high enough for me to like, I mean, like it's too much of a chance to take to wait 70, 90 days and spend that much money. And who knows when I get them, what if like we're open again? What if people don't want to buy them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's super valid, bro.
So,
I know I was about to
yeah.
order some the other day. I was gonna buy more. But
Yeah.
it's a tough business ain't always easy, man. And that's what, like, you know, when we were there, we were talking about that, like some of these people that are coming to work out, it's like sometimes they forget, like, yeah, it's fun and games and like we're training and it's supposed to be, you know, not necessarily like a drill sergeant kind of thing, but this is like life. You got to take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, like you can't just be screwing around. This is your business, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it's your name. You know what I'm saying? It's your reputation. I feel like that gets lost a lot, and people don't realize so much to it. So much to it. So when you talk about, you know, the vision of moving forward, your next thing too is a gym. No, that's like the next big thing you're looking to get into within. You said what, a year? You want to own your own spot?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal. Um, I want my first gym to be a personal training studio. So I want it to be small. Um, obviously you can manifest and have all these goals and aspirations, but you also have to be realistic with yourself. So I believe that getting a gym in a year is a realistic goal, but I'm not gonna get like I don't want to say not, but I don't see myself in a year getting a gym the size of a LA Fitness or like a big commercial gym right away, of course. So I want to do a personal training studio because I want to create an environment that I can control, and I want it to be. I also want to control the experience. I don't want it to just be like a typical gym. Like we've talked about this before, but I want my gym to have like some turf in there. I want my gym to be. I want it to have a little bit like maybe like a free throw line's worth of uh hardwood in there, a basketball rim in there. Um, Recently, throughout this training over the summer, I seen the culture for football in Rhode Island grow a lot. So I want to get a jugs machine. If you're not familiar with a jugs machine, it's a machine that shoots footballs.
Yeah.
So me being a personal training studio, I think I will make most of my money in group training, So I was possibly gonna offer a jug like catching sessions. So it's like you get a hour's worth of catches in within like what I mean. You get like maybe 200 or 300. It doesn't matter the number, but you get like an hour's worth of catches for a certain rate. You know what I'm saying? And you can do it group style. So like $20, 5 kids come in there for an hour. I'm making $100 an hour out doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just different catches they can work on. I want my gym to be so different, but I want it to be efficient at the same time. So it's like, all right, well, the kids that can come and they want to work on their catching in their hands, like Odell Beckham and things of that nature, they can come to my gym. I'm not just the guy that's going to make you bench press and squat and all that stuff, but which is nothing wrong with that, of course. Like I'm big on that, but being a small personal training studio, I have to find ways to differentiate myself from the other local gyms in my community. So
Yeah, without a
things
doubt.
of that nature would help. Yeah.
That would be
So
super
that's my
cool.
goal.
Yeah, I could definitely see that taking off. There's some places down here. I almost worked with one. They train like a bunch of the Miami Dolphins players. They train some of the Patriots players actually who live down here in the off season. Um, and it's crazy. They have a whole basketball court in their gym, and then the strength and conditioning stuff is outside of it. And then you walk upstairs and they have a track. Um, what I was gonna say to you, bro, is I think it would be a real crazy smart idea, and if you could find a place, like you said, a small personal training studio. In terms of square footage inside, it's not like huge, but if it has some sort of like backyard or outdoor portion behind it, that would you would be able to capitalize so much if you could pay a lower overhead but still have access to more square footage outside. And then that way,
Right.
I mean, if you're playing football, you better get used to playing football and catching it in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was
Right.
grass, or you could do an install of maybe uh, like 1,000 square feet of turf. Who knows? There's definitely opportunity, but I think if you could capitalize outside, and then that way you wouldn't have to pay as much overhead. That would be super cool. And plus, everyone needs an opportunity to train outside, right? Like they're all used to right now training with you outside. Like you said, the track is a game changer. Um, what if you look for a spot that has a hill in the back? Little things like that you could capitalize on. That would be dope. It might
Right.
there would be. I mean, I don't even know where to start looking in Rhode Island. I don't know, but that would be dope.
Ooh,
I would.
Rhode Island's expensive, but it's crazy.
No, it really is. There's a lot, but I mean, the opportunity that you have with the following that you already have, the fact that you're going to be putting your own bands inside of your own gym, like little things like that. Your apparel, you'll have a freaking apparel store. You know what I'm saying? All your shirts. By the way, I need one of them CK1 band shirts, bro. I don't know if you got any.
Yeah,
If I can send
I didn't mass produce these. These were from promotional purposes only, but I'm definitely gonna get some. I get a lot of inquiries about them.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely get one. Let me know when you do. And then
Yeah.
I was gonna ask too, in terms of clothing, do you have any other ideas that you're moving forward with? I know you went into the masks thing and you were selling masks out your trunk. Like that's talking about opportunists, right? You took huge advantage
Yeah, 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 definitely.
of it.
Yeah.
So, can you speak on that real quick? I mean, that was like what
Yeah,
happened? Something just click in your head and you were like, damn, I should just hop on this right now, and you had to put things in place, figure it out, and then all of a sudden you were everybody was rocking them. Still are.
so, so I just want to touch base on that briefly. Um, yeah, like we've talked about this before. Like once you start business, once you get in business, your third eye opens. Like you kind of see things further than what they are. Like for example, I'm spilling the beans, but only on this podcast. So they have like, just for example, it's kind of random. Please follow me here. Just an example. They have these things right here. They're called the massage guns, right? There's like probably like 2 to 3 main brands. There's like Hypervolt, I believe,
Yeah.
um, Theragun, and there's another one, right? They're massage guns.
Vibe, I think.
All
Vibe.
they are, yeah, all they are, like they get them. I can't speak on all of them, but for the most part, they probably have the same manufacturer and they get their logo on them, especially to start at the beginning. They just get their logo on them. That's what separates them and makes them different. They have custom, they have private label, things of that nature. You can get the same gun without any logo or any branding on it for cheap on certain websites like AliExpress, Alibaba.
Mhm.
So now that I know about those sites, when I see certain things, I'm like, let me go check Alibaba, AliExpress for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
without.
I'll check Alibaba, AliExpress, and I'll see like, oh, they're charging 150 for this for the branded version, but in reality, they're charging $60 for this on AliExpress, Alibaba.
Mhm.
So now that I have that I understand that when I see certain opportunities present themselves, I kind of look like okay, pandemic, we'll all wear a mask. Everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody's wearing the disposable mask. I'm like, this is if they're making it mandatory, this is gonna turn into a fashion statement.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? Just how humans are. People want to differentiate themselves, and I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna look to see if they have any kind of designer masks, especially designer, and uh, especially like the black community, we like to like show off.
Mhm.
That's one of our things. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna see if we have designer masks, and like that's like a big thing. Especially if you listen to rap, you understand they talk about designer and stuff all the time. Like that's like the new thing. They don't really talk about streetwear or urban wear. It's all about designer now. That's a new thing in rap and hip hop. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna piggyback this and do this with the pandemic and the masks. So that's when the opportunity presented itself to me. It just took so long to come. I would have caught it. I would have caught the wave right at the beginning of its peak, but I kind of caught it like, I mean, I still caught it at the beginning, but towards like the end of the beginning, like kind of like people
Yeah.
were kind of like
Couple weeks
just,
in,
you
they heard
know,
had bought masks.
couple weeks in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had bought masks already. They started walking masks, especially down south. They love football, so they started walking masks with their favorite football team on them.
Yeah.
But at first, it was just a disposable mask, and like the some people were wearing the gas masks they use for like painting and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I kind of caught it late because it took so long to come with the shipping, but I still made my money back though.
Yeah.
It was an investment between me and two of my other friends. We made our money back,
That's
but it
what's.
was my idea. Yeah. So that's like I told myself now because I have plenty of bands, plenty of masks left because we got aggressive. We felt like the first batch was selling pretty well, so I was like, "Yo, let's get another one." So I have a lot of masks left. But I told myself going forward, I'm gonna try to sell them out, and then once I sell them out, I'm not gonna get them again. But I told myself that I'm not gonna invest in little quick money grab ideas anymore because that's all it was. You know, I'm gonna try to invest in things that I care about. And typically, when I do that, and when I try to nurture my ideas and not make money from it, I do better. You know, it just happens
You're
that
in
way
it
because
for
it's
the,
like genuine.
yeah, you're in it
Yeah.
for this. You're not in it for the brain and the quick money.
Ex-
So you're more passionate about it. It's more real. It's more authentic to who you are. I feel that. My mom actually,
Right.
speaking of that, my mom, she started to see everyone needed masks, and she was home. She wasn't working. So she is a very like artsy, crafty kind of person. So she has a sewing machine. Um, she started buying fabric at the store, and then she bought the elastics, and she started sewing, and she was just making them for like friends and family. And then mad people just like kept asking, "Hey, can I get some more? Can I get?" So she just started all day. She would just sit there and make mad masks, everything from like
Right.
flowers, the Patriots, Steelers to like Tweety for like young kids and like making them, she was custom making them essentially. They were like, "Hey, can you get me this one?" Haley asked her for a Patriots one, so she made it. Um, so she hopped on the same thing, and it helped her from a financial standpoint too. But at the same time, she was making it custom for people she cared about, people she loved. So it was super cool to see that, and then to see you doing the same thing. And then I also wanted to say, so you kept saying Alibaba, and I was like, oh shit, Alibaba's a partner store on Shop.com. So if you were to ever buy stuff in bulk, bro, or I mean anything you're buying on there, you get $2 cash back. You don't have to do a single thing. You just if you have Shop Buddy on your laptop is a download. It makes sure that you're signed in. It's like a Chrome extension. It'll literally it'll literally
Mm-hmm.
um, get you cash back on any of like the 4,000 partner stores. So if you were ever on Alibaba, it'll just ask you to sign in, and it'll make sure whatever you purchase regularly, like you would on Alibaba, you don't have to do anything different. But it would get you if you spent $1,000 on buying something, you got 2% of that back. That could go towards your next purchase. So that would be dope.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you told me. I actually have a shop.com, I believe. We set it up, but I just scatterbrained since I moved back home. I haven't really had a lot of sit down time in terms of like being on a computer at all, you know? Because
Bro, money
I
first.
mean,
Yeah.
I've
In the
been yeah. Like I've been working on my credit big. Like that's my okay. I just want to mention this real quick
yeah.
without getting too
I've been
deep into
following
it, but I'm working on my credit. Yeah. Like I want to work on my credit so I can boost my limits up. That way I can stop using my own money to buy things in bulk like the bands and stuff like that and just use the credit cards for business purposes only because being in college you're using them to survive. So I wanted to clear them out to zero and just start building better habits so that way I feel like it'll benefit me in the long run because if I'm building better habits, I'm paying more than the minimum. I can pay off the statement balance. I can pay it off, and that way I do that for a couple months. My limit increases, and other things, getting collections and other things off my report. I'm learning how to do that myself because I can pay somebody to do it, but I
Mhm.
feel like it'll be a skill if I learn how to do it myself. So that's my thing right now. Like I haven't really focused on my online businesses or e-commerce right now.
Yeah.
I've actually been slacking, but I feel like in the long run it'll benefit me because once I get a higher credit limit and things of that nature, I can do a lot more.
Yeah, without a
So
doubt. I recently I recently got a shop.com credit card. So as business owners, we can get a shop.com credit card. So every time I swipe this, like with like you can get like flying points, right? On like
Right.
on other cards. I don't know what, right? But this pays me in commissions. So every time I swipe this, a percentage of the money is paid to me in commissions. Um, so it's literally a revolving door. Every time I swipe this, I'm putting more money back in my pocket. Every time I swipe this, more money back in my pocket. And the same thing, I'm like, I have the money up front. So if I wanted to buy more CK1 bands, right? I'm gonna swipe. I'm gonna use this card, right? I'm not gonna swipe it. Obviously, it's online, but I'm gonna buy it with this card, and the next day I can pay it off. I already have the money in the account, but by using this, now I'm literally just putting commissions in my pocket because I use this instead of my debit card. So it's crazy, bro. And when you
Right.
start, people, there's so many things you can do like that, and there's one for customers too, for like my customers on shop. So they get cash back. So now if you were to buy something on Alibaba for CK1 bands, right? You're buying a huge bulk, you get 2% cash back just for buying it and being a shop.com partner store. But if you were to use a shop.com credit card on that purchase, then you would get an additional 2% cash back of whatever money you spent. So now you're like triple dipping. It's crazy on so many different things.
Right.
There's so many things like that out there, bro. And people are just like you said, once you're in business, you start to see every opportunity. You start to see those things. It opens your third eye. But people are so blind to all that stuff. They don't get how the system is just using them. Like they're
Exactly.
defenseless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to do. That's the only option. It's like, nah, bro, there's tons of options. But I'm also trying to,
So,
like, my credit on this one is fine. My personal credit, I keep it around the same thing. I always have money on there. I've never, like, really just banged it all the way down to zero, but I've also never, like, gotten it to, like, a couple grand. Like, it's never been bad, but it's always been gradually sitting at, like, you know, $800. So like I've been trying to just have it now rather sit at like 150, 200, and just know that, if I had to ever pay it off, I could. But getting your credit right in terms of business opportunity, especially with the gym in mind, that'll be super helpful, bro. So you're getting closer.
exactly.
You're getting
So
close.
yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Is just um I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn it like school, you know?
Right.
I've been in school for years. I'm like a super senior, so I want to make it in a way I can process, So I I I don't know why I haven't started yet. I still have this bad flaw of procrastinating, but I definitely want to like do like a vocab type of thing where before I go to sleep and when I wake up first thing in the mornings, I kind of like just study it real quick, like
That's what's up.
flashcards or something, or even online, like on my phone. What's the site called? It's a, I can't remember. But I use it in college. It's a site, Quizlet.
Yeah.
I was gonna Quizlet it, so that Quizlet it, so that way, my closest friends that are on the same page as me, I can send them the link. It's like
Damn.
it's not fun if you get to a certain level and the people that you love and care about and the people that you go to for advice and talk about those levels too don't make it either because you're working in silence or you're just not trying to be that helping hand, because sometimes it just takes one person to inspire you for you to make your next big jump in life or make it to the next level. So I always try to be that inspiration for my friends, but I like to consider myself the guinea pig because I'm not scared. I just do it, and whatever happens, happens. You know.
I think that's why we connect on so many levels in terms of just it's always like we're always on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the exact same way.
Right.
I'm a guinea pig for my friends and my family. Like I'm willing to do whatever it is. You just put it in front of me and I'll figure it out. I'll do it. I'll let you know, and I'll pay it forward to you in terms of if you want help with it, I'm here to help. If you want to learn more about it, I'm here to teach you. You know what I'm saying? If you need an accountability person to do it with you, when you're up to the point of you wanting to try it, I'm right there. I'm game. I'm doing it. Um,
Right.
It's funny. It really is. I think that's I think that's just something we need to start to instill in people from a younger age, like religiously in schools, is just just try things and be that person for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think too many people wait for it to be done or wait for someone else to do it and then show them how. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you have every right to figure it out yourself. You have every possibility, opportunity. You have everything you need. I don't know any more than you do going into it. We're both new at it. It's about just failing forward, kind of thing. That's for damn
Right.
sure. Um, so I got one more question for you, but let everybody know where to follow you, bro. Where where to just constantly be um, learning from your mindset to seeing what you're doing with the athletes and everything like that. Where can everybody? I mean, you got sites on sites on sites and Instagrams on Instagrams, so lay them out there.
So if you want to see, some of my training philosophies and, my training business, definitely follow me on CK1 Sports on IG. And I mostly post on my story. The things on my page are kind of like, without getting too deep into it, my page is an aggregated page, which means I get a lot of content that isn't mine and I post it. And what that does is I draw a lot of attention from other people, which kind of like forces them to check out my content, which will be in my story. Every once in a while, I would post that kind of content, my own personal content, on my page. So if you want to see my day-to-day operations on that page, CK1 Sports, you definitely watch my stories. I
Mm-hmm.
post on my stories every day. But as of late, I've kind of built a reputation of being a trainer since I moved to Rhode Island. I'm getting a lot of parents following me, so I cleaned up a lot of my content on my personal page. At first, it was, kind of like whatever came to my mind, unfiltered, but now it's a little bit more filtered. But my personal page is CK1 Trey. I mostly post like my training stuff on there. I used to talk a lot about, ownership and free game Friday and
Mm-hmm.
getting involved in entrepreneurship, which I will eventually. But I think now, since the attention is on my training business, I want to try to keep the attention on that as much as possible. On the weekends, I typically, start posting my personal stuff like outings and stuff like that. But it's still all clean content. But yeah, those are my two main pages right now. Also, my product page is CK1 Bands. That's my product page. You can check that out. I have to get a little bit more active on there, but the training business is growing right now, so I gotta, let it do its thing. So, but those are my pages, and
Foundation.
if you look at my bio, you will see you can see my bio of CK1 Trey, my personal page, CK1 Trey, Trey. You'll see CK1 Sportswear. I just wanted to get the handle, but it's not active right now. So if you follow me on there or message me on there, it's not active right now. But I just wanted to get the handle in my possession. But that's where you can get me. CK1 Sports, CK1 Trey, and CK1 Bands.
That's what's up. Y'all better make sure to go follow him, without a doubt. Worth it. And if you're ever not motivated to just get up and do what you care about, um, watching his stuff on a day-to-day basis will just make you stand up and go figure out what you want to do with it and get after it. That's for damn sure. So my last question, bro, is, um, always trying to like provide some value for people listening. I know you were getting into um, reading, and I don't know if you're more of a reader or more of like a podcast listener. So, what would you say you are more centralized on, podcast or reading?
I'm a video guy. Like I love video guys. I love listening. But due to how social media is now, like my attention span has shortened so much. So it's like I could be listening to a podcast, but I'd be on IG like scrolling too at the same time. So it's like I'm not really grasping the information, but I'm definitely a YouTube slash podcaster. But reading, I always hear the saying that um the best things are hidden in books. It's something along those lines, like the answers to life, the keys to life are hidden in books. And I really wanted to get into books, but I like self-help books.
Yeah.
So one book I can name right now that I just got, I haven't read yet, is The Power of Habit.
Yes,
Um,
bro. Please read that, man.
Another one
My favorite.
is a pretty popular one is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mhm.
Just like just like self-help books.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. So I'm trying to build my habit of doing that, but I'm just trying to get my life together right now, man. So it's tough, but I definitely want to have like a set. Yeah, I want to have like a set 2 hours a day where I just read, like no distractions, do not disturb mode. Like I'm sitting somewhere comfortable where I can just read and take notes. That's my
I feel like
ultimate goal
early in
within
the
the
morning.
next 2-3 months.
Yeah, I feel like early in the morning is the best time to do it, or the last thing you do before bed. For me, I read every night before bed. Sometimes, if I am super tired, I don't care. I pick up the book. I might read 2 sentences, but it's The Habit, and I learned that from The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Great book, bro. You're gonna love that shit. Um, just picking it up. I don't care if I read 2 sentences and put it right back down and go to sleep. The power of doing that makes me do it again tomorrow night when I do have more energy, and I don't spend that energy on this. I spend my energy picking up that book, and now I get 4 to 8 pages in, or maybe I sit there and read for 30 minutes and I get 25 pages in. But it's definitely a good practice, and it's something I need to focus on again more, because I've been reading maybe 1 to 2 pages every night. I'd like to set more time, like it reaches a certain time every night and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna cut it off right now. I got 30 minutes to read, then I'm gonna get in bed, maybe read a little bit more and then go to sleep. I would be much more efficient and get through a lot more books. It took me hella long to read the last book I read, but I would chop away at it.
Right.
At night,
Right.
I would read a page or two, but it was like a 400-page book, and most of it was science based on. It's called Rebuild. It's one of my business partners. He wrote it, Dr. Zembrowski, and it's all about rebuilding after cancer, and all health habits. So that was crazy. It was super dense, right? But now I'm reading
Right.
Talk Like TED, or TED Talk. Um, it's all about TED Talks. It is a crazy, crazy good book. So I recommend that one too. And then the last one I was going to recommend to you, because you were talking about wanting to learn more about like finances, is Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. My
Okay.
grandmother actually got it for me. It's over there. That's my next read. My brother read it. He said it was like insanely good. Um, so I would definitely recommend that one. He's like one of the financial gurus. He talks about credit cards and getting rid of it, and should you lease a car, should you not, should you buy a mortgage, or should you buy a condo. Like he gets into all that stuff on a financial standpoint. I think me and you will both really like that book. If you ever want me to send you one either too, just let me know. I'm down for that. So, man, I appreciate your time, bro. Thank you. This was awesome. Never fails. It's crazy. About a year to the week. Keep killing shit up there, man. I'm super excited for everything you got going on, and I'm looking forward to getting back up there again, and training you up, or training with you. I actually come home late September into October. Um, I'll be there for a week. Most of it is my brother's getting married in Maine, so I'll be there. But most of it I'll be in Maine. But I would love to at some point, once again, connect and maybe join a session. So, sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right, word.
Yes, sir. Always Pleasure having you, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to just get in there, and especially it feels good being back at home and doing stuff like that with kids from there, and just bringing everything full circle that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Right.
But I appreciate you, man. Everybody go follow Chris. Go follow CK1 Sports, everything he's got going on. Support, man, in any way you can. He's still got masks to sell. He's got bands on the website. All right. He's got his vert program. He's got his strength program. He's got it all. So I can, honestly say everything he's got going is legit. It's for sure going to help you in some capacity. So go check him out. And until next time, y'all, be limitless. Peace. What's up, LT Tribe? DFOS here, just to express my gratitude and say thank you for tuning in and continuously commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the episodes and the content that we are bringing you. It is helping so much. Once again, I want to say thank you and hope you have a great rest of your day. Limitless Fitness family, this one is for you. If you are a weekend warrior, a fitness enthusiast, a fitness professional, or an athlete, young or old, it does not matter. If you are trying to get fit or stay fit or improve your fitness levels, head over to ck1bands.com and grab yourself a pair or set or single band, because a resistance band is one of the most efficient pieces of fitness equipment that you can use anytime, anywhere, any place, and you can bring with you almost anywhere you travel. So head over to ck1bands.com and use the code LIMITLESS, all capitalized, for a special discount at checkout. Please go support Chris. Everything he's doing. Chris Kpahn was a high school teammate of mine, a lifelong friend, and the first guest on the LT360 Podcast. He is the creator and founder of CK1 Sports. If you have not listened to that podcast, I highly suggest you go do that. And after you do, or while you are listening or watching it, head over to ck1bands.com and grab yourself some bands. I use these things every day with my clients, and they never disappoint. If you're anything like me, you've learned that when you connect great people and great food, the opportunities are absolutely limitless. Well, we aren't the only ones. Rastelli's Meat Market, a nationally and internationally recognized company as an industry leader in food safety and food quality, is bringing you all of your animal proteins straight to your door. With more than 40 years of experience, they have been seeking out farming and fishing families that span generations, with a deep-rooted passion for their craft and a proven history of caring for their animals and the environment that they grow up in. They're delivering all of your animal proteins straight to your door in a vacuum-sealed packaging that can stay frozen for up to a year. I mean, the opportunities here with this are limitless. They have everything from antibiotic-free steaks and burgers, chicken and pork, to filet mignon, lobster, wild-caught shrimp, antibiotic-free ribeyes and salmon and tuna. You name it, they have it. They also have frozen meals. And the best part, people, is you can earn up to 27.5% IBV commissions for buying your dinner for you and your family on a monthly basis, okay? If you are on auto ship with Rastelli's on a monthly basis, you can earn 27.5% commissions on anything you may order. If you want to just do a one-time purchase, you can earn 22%. What an amazing deal. What a time to be alive. You can get paid for the very food that is on your plate, and you can do so with peace of mind because you know it is very, very high quality. Rastelli's Meat Market does not lack on quality at all. One of the newest partners with shop.com. So make sure to go to shop.com/Limitless Theory and search Rastelli's, Rastellis, and earn 27.5% or 22% on your next dinner meal. All right? Check it out. I know you won't be disappointed. These times there's one thing that we can count on to keep us connected, and that is the one and only video conferencing platform, Zoom. Zoom is an amazing platform. It's the very platform that I use to record the visual portion of the LT360 podcast. I also used it today to share a business plan and stay connected with someone that wanted to learn more about products and services that we offer. And I also used it to train a virtual personal training client this morning. It is virtually simplistic, very simplistic. Anybody can use it, and we just scored an amazing deal. As unfranchised owners, you can get the $160 valued membership through Zoom for just $9.99 per month. Instead of paying $160 per month for unlimited recording access and storage and tons of other features, you can pay $9.99 per month and save nearly $1,800 per month. You best believe it. I signed up, I created and transferred my account over to this pro account, and I will not be looking back, because that $9.99 per month that I'm paying also comes with a residual 15% IBV commissions. Each and every month that I pay out $9.99, I'm getting 15% commissions on that in the form of IBV, and I cannot think of an easier and better way to stay connected with my team and help my team get paid. So make sure you head over to your back office, go to my account, go to my services, and look up Zoom video conferencing. You will not be disappointed. Let's all use Zoom to help us stay connected and get financially fit together.